Okay, peeps, welcome back. So today we're going to be going over our buys, sells, and dividends for February 18th through the 24th of 2024. Let's get it. So the first thing that I want to go over with you guys is basically the Grayscale trusts. So as you guys can see here on the portfolio positions page, we do not currently have LTCN. So kind of what's going on here is we basically took some profit last week, and then we moved the actual profit that we made into some native cryptocurrencies, which we'll get into a little bit later in the video. And we were waiting for the T2 settlement date to pass, which is going to be on Monday, and then we will buy back into LTCN, obviously at lower prices. So that's why you guys only see the BCHG here. Again, remember, there's really only three ways to make money in crypto. You either long the market by investing or swing trading, or I suppose if you're skilled enough, you could day trade. You short the market, or you stake for passive income. Those are the only three ways that you can make money in crypto. So if you're long, but you don't sell, then you're not going to make money, okay? Unless you want to invest for 30 years. Of course, that's risky. I would say investing in anything besides Bitcoin and Ethereum for 30 years is risky, but that's not financial advice. That's just my opinion. So you can take a look at the transactions now. As you guys see here, so we sold. Oh, hold on a second. So trying to remember exactly what we did here. So let's see, took profit here. Sorry, you're gonna have to just give me a second here, guys. So I believe we bought down here, so 428 shares at 1164. Oh yeah, right. Never mind. This is the Horizon one. So yeah, so we bought 428 shares at 1164. So basically just shy of $5,000. And then we turned around and flipped it for a small profit. You can see the difference here. At $13 break even was the market price at the time for the exact same amount of shares. It's very liquid, so we managed to get filled pretty fast at a pretty good price. You can see obviously the difference here. So the total amount of gain that we made on that one was $582.03. So keep in mind, they are going to pay us like a 5 or 6% interest rate on their government money market fund right here. So the longer we sit on cash and the longer the Fed keeps rates higher for longer, the more money we're going to make in savings interest. So even if we do nothing, we still get paid. But obviously we want to be back in LTCN because it could explode at any time. As we told you guys in the previous video we just made, that LTCN is getting ready to have a big move up or down. We'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. But that's kind of what's going on with the Grayscale Trust as of right now. So before we get any further, let's go over this first so it doesn't kick me out. But so basically we got $7.63 in dividends here this week, 1 penny from PSEC, and then $7.62 from RA. We did tell you guys that we were buying more of that, and we are. So now if we go over the trading here, so click on trading. The first day that we want to look at is the 18th. So we'll take a look at the hold on a second. So this is a little confusing. So they basically have us fill the orders on a Friday for a Monday because it's always next day fills. So this is the 16th. So yeah, this would have actually been placed on Friday morning from Thursday. So, okay, we'll start on the 20th. So basically we bought $280 of EFC. A portion of that was, I think it was either crypto gains or a portion of the money that the profit plus a piece of the initial investment we made on some of these dividend paying stocks in this portfolio. I'm not sure, but either way, 280 in EFC. So another 330 in EFC here on the 21st. And as you guys can see on the 23rd, we basically took profit out of NVDY, repositioned, and then put a piece of that into Triple QY, which the ex-dividend date is coming up for. Can't remember the exact date. It's pretty soon, though. It's within like a week. So that's pretty much our trades of the week on M1 Finance. So now we'll go over to the actual portfolio so you guys can see kind of what it's looking like. So the vast majority of the money that we put into the markets in this portfolio this week was mainly in EFC in anticipation of the X date. So we bought some triple QY here. We can take a quick look at this. As you guys can see, once our buy goes through, we're basically going to have, looks like we're going to have roughly about 19, maybe 20 shares on this portfolio. So we did tell you guys that we want any position that we have that pays passive income, we want to get at least $20 a month. That includes doubles. Like if we have triple QY on Robinhood and M1, we want them to pay $20 on each platform. That's kind of what's going on here. So the only fund that we really actually bought this week was EFC. As you guys can see here, we'll actually go ahead and open up another calculator here so you can see it. So they pay 15 cents a month. It's not much compared to the Yield Max ETFs, but it is consistent. So 126 shares times 15 cents is going to give us just shy of $20 a month, as you can see there. So that would cover M1. Now we'll go ahead and get into the crypto piece here. So you can see our portfolio is moving up quite a bit. That's obviously very nice. Before we get further into that, let's actually talk about the numbers that we made in profit and dividends and also options premium this month. So we made $205.02 from Jasmy. This is the Jasmy coin. It's an actual, these are native cryptocurrencies we're talking about here. So the graph, we made $283.33. BSTZ, we made $5.27. That's the BlackRock Technology Trust. A lot of people would know this as the BST in the dividend space. This is like a secondary version of that. I'm not exactly sure how it works. So NVIDIA, we made $17.34 on the M1 app. LTCM, we made $582.03. SQUI, which is the Square Yield Max ETF, we profited $34.74. And NVDY on Robinhood, we made $97.09. And in terms of the dividends, the total for that is $14.05. So not much in dividends, but the gains in the options premium made up more than enough for the lack of dividends this week. And the options premium itself, we made $51. So we can go over those numbers here. So $14.05 in dividends. Then you guys can see here $1,224 or $1,224.82 in profit. And then we made $51 in options premium because we only wrote one option this week. So the total for that comes out to, for just this week alone, $1,289.87 in total. So we're going to take a look at crypto now. So we haven't gotten around to talking about this yet, but we think that AI is going to be a massive narrative in crypto. Okay, it's already been talked about. It's been talked about for over a year now in traditional markets. And the theme, kind of the sentiment of AI is rolling over into crypto now. It's rubbing off on the crypto space. So a lot of crypto AI tokens have been pumping like crazy. So we've been positioning ourselves in those. The graph, just so you guys know, the graph is also an AI token. That's probably part of the reason why we made so much money on it. But we do have the graph still. So a couple other positions that we have accumulated, part of that was from the LTCN profits that we made, but another piece of it was just our consistent dollar cost averaging. So those AI positions are Fetch.ai and AIOZ Network. There are a few other crypto AI tokens that we're looking at that we haven't decided to buy yet. We'll let you know when we do, but that's kind of what it looks like right now. So our native crypto holdings are probably about 15 in total, 15-ish. I'd have to go back and look, but it's somewhere around a dozen to 15 in total right now. Because, I mean, guys, the bull run's coming in about 12 months, and, you know, we're not going to miss that boat. So there's going to be a lot of money to be made, and you know, this opportunity only comes around once every 4 years. A lot of people say it's going to be, oh, this is the last crypto bull cycle. Guys, it's not going to be the last cycle, okay? They've been saying Bitcoin was dead for 11 years, and every 4 years it pumps to new all-time highs. So be careful who you listen to out there. That's all I'm going to say about that. But so this is kind of what it looks like. This is not all our positions. We have many more. We have things like Filecoin. We have Gala, we have, I'm trying to think of what else. We have a little bit of Litecoin. So we have many other positions that we currently hold. They're just not actually here. They're somewhere else. So with that being said, we're going to go into Robinhood here. So what's going on here is we'll take a look at the dividends first. So pretty much the only dividends that we got paid this week from Robinhood was the TSLP, which is the Curve Yield Tesla ETF. So it didn't pay that much. It was much less than the previous month, but still $1.57. I mean, it's better than zero, right? Something is better than nothing, as we always say on this channel. So that's TSLP, and then FEPI is coming up, but it doesn't pay until the 26th, so that's next week. And then we have the WiMAX ETF, which of course we are definitely going to be picking up more of that. So WiMAX is actually holding up pretty good, as you guys can see. We're only down 0.36%, and that was after the dividend payment. So it's actually holding up pretty nicely, which is definitely a nice change. So we have 9 shares, average cost $20.90, current market price $20.83. And as you guys can see here, we got paid $4.85 from this. So something you guys probably noticed when I was scrolling through here, we have less of NVIDIA. So I think our total NVIDIA shares right now is $30. We scaled back from 120 shares to 30 shares. Reason being is because NVIDIA has just been moonshotting. We saw something pretty similar with Supermicro. That's another semiconductor / AI play in the traditional space. And the thing just had like an impossible parabolic run, and then it slammed down to the downside like 20 or 30% in a single day. So we're kind of waiting for NVDA to do something like that so we can pick up more shares on the cheap. It's not that we're not bullish on NVDY and NVDA. We just don't want to pay $30 a share and then have something like Coney go from 30 down to 20. You know what I mean? Try to get it a little bit cheaper so we can get more for less. As you guys can see, we picked up MSTY. This is the MicroStrategy Yield Max ETF. We do plan on basically aping into this pretty heavy into the bull run because, again, when Bitcoin pops off, MicroStrategy is going to pop off because they have 200,000 Bitcoin. You already know that the price gains and the dividends from that more than likely are going to be really juicy. So those are a couple of the buys from this week. And, of course, the dividends. We also took some profits on Squee. Let's actually take a look at those real quick. So we'll scroll down here to NVIDIA. You guys can see our cost basis is pretty high, but we have a low share count. So we'll basically add to that and reduce our cost basis as the price comes down. But you guys can see that we had a market sell here. So, of course, we always sell on the profit, or tried to always sell on the profit, as we told you guys. So $27.89 was our cost basis here, or the market. How do I say this? So, all right. So here's our cost basis, $26.05. We sold at $27.43, 30 shares. And then see where that. Oh, wait. No, actually, that's not right. Nope. Sorry, that's not right. Okay. So I'm getting a little confused here. So okay, I'm not really sure what this limit price thing is about. Don't know really what's really going on there, but basically you guys can see from the front here, 30 shares at $26.05, sold 30 shares at $27.89, and then bought back in 24.5 shares at $28, sold the 24.5 shares at $29.50, and then bought back in basically at the same price. So now we'll go down to Squee. Of course, you guys know Squee absolutely moonshot. I'm pretty sure it's because of earnings. That's usually the kind of effect earnings has. So currently I have 8.25 shares. Basically just looking at the data right here, you guys can see that we sold 10 shares for $24.04 and bought back in. Of course, we moved some of that money into Coney. Just so y'all know, the money that we took in profits, we moved pretty much almost all of that, if I'm not mistaken, into Coney, because again, this is a crypto play and the bull run's coming up. So, you know, we're kind of trying to put our money where our mouth is, so to speak. So we got roughly about 67 shares here, average price $25. In my opinion, that's going to be cheap. When you guys see the prices in the bull run, you're going to wish that your average cost was $25, not financial advice. But if we go ahead and look at the data here, you guys can see that we bought 4.35 shares at 22.03 and another 1.64 shares at 21.94. So the price of coin and Coney were coming down. We figured why not roll some of those profits and some of the cost bases into the other fund. It's going to give us gains and dividends in the bull market anyway, so we lose nothing, right? So the other thing, I believe this is the last thing that we did for this week, was we bought a bunch of HUD 8. It was looking pretty cheap at $9, but it's actually come down quite a bit, so we might just have to go ahead and buy another 100 shares. I know it sounds crazy, like you guys are like, man, you guys are buying too many shares of the Bitcoin miners. What about Grayscale? Well, even with the amount of shares we have in the miners, it's still pretty small compared to what we have in Grayscale, so it's not really that much. But, you know, I mean, $7 HUD 8 price is pretty cheap. I think the bottom is like $4 or something like that, so it's like getting LTCN at $5.50 again. So you guys can see that, so we had 4 shares from last week, then we bought the other 96 to just make it 100 at an average price of $9.72, as you guys can see there, and then we wrote the contract. So basically, so our estimated credit, of course, regulatory fees, you know, that's standard. That also happens in futures. It's not really that much of a shock. So basically, we're going to get about $51 in credit. We can actually take a look at the actual options covered call right now. So you guys can already see that if we had to buy back in, we would actually lose money. We'd have to pay about $30 to close this trade. Of course, we could roll it, but we don't want to because at this point, it looks like it's going to expire worthless. The expiration date is 3/22. Average credit is 51 cents times 100 shares, so that's $51. And kind of what we were looking at here is the delta and saying, okay, so at the time that we bought this, the delta was like 30 or something like that. Now it's 23. Basically, the delta, what the delta is the percentage chance that the buyer of the contract has to make profit. So they pretty much have a 23% chance of being able to buy these shares away from us at the strike price. We, on the other hand, have a 77% chance of the contract expiring worthless, getting to collect the premium, and also getting to keep our shares. So in the event that the contract did actually expire at the strike price or above the strike price, basically we would be forced to, let's see where the actual price is. Okay, so let's go back here. So basically, you guys know our average price is about $9.20. So if HUD 8 got called away from us, we would have to sell at $12.50. So kind of the way this would work is we basically would minus $12.50 from, okay, let's try this again. $12.50 from $9.24, which I'm pretty sure is our cost basis. So we would make $3.26 in profit per share. If it got called away from us, we would still pocket $326 in profit, and we would also still get to keep the premium. If it does not get called away from us because it expires worthless, we just simply get to keep the premium and keep our shares. And of course, the bull run's coming up, so HUD 8 is probably going to go much higher than $12 anyways. So it's a win-win, either way you want to look at it. Anyways, this is our buys, sells, and dividends for the week. Hope you all enjoyed this content. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see y'all later. Peace.